5 potential risks for travelers over 70. Essential knowledge for seniors planning their next journey. Travel is a wonderful experience, offering opportunities to explore new lands, meet fascinating people, and create lasting memories. However, for seniors, travel isn't simply a relaxing getaway. It can present hidden dangers that are often overlooked. Are you aware that after the age of 70, health concerns, insurance issues, and even financial factors can significantly impact your journey? Let's explore 5 potential pitfalls of travel after 70 that every senior should be aware of before planning their next adventure. 1. Increased risk of health issues and emergency medical care needs. Increased health risks when traveling. As we age, our bodies begin to change and may experience unexpected health issues. Here are some important considerations. Cardiovascular disease. Older adults are at a higher risk of heart problems, such as chest pain, high blood pressure, and circulatory issues. Long journeys, environmental changes, and fluctuating weather can exacerbate these problems. Extended air travel may increase the risk of blood clots, potentially leading to serious complications. Respiratory issues. Individuals with pre-existing lung conditions or those susceptible to respiratory infections may find travel challenging, especially to areas with different climates or air pollution. Changes in altitude can also impact respiration, causing shortness of breath and placing stress on the body. High blood pressure. The stress of travel, particularly long flights or changes in time zones, can affect blood pressure in older adults, increasing the risk of stroke or other blood pressure-related issues. Accessing healthcare while traveling can present challenges, particularly abroad or in unfamiliar areas. Finding prompt medical care can be difficult, especially for seniors, if they are unfamiliar with local healthcare facilities. The quality and response times of hospitals vary internationally, potentially increasing risks if emergency care is delayed. High healthcare costs are another significant concern when traveling internationally. Many seniors are unaware that standard health insurance may not cover treatment in other countries. Without travel insurance, the cost of medical services, medications, or emergency treatment can be prohibitive. Long flights, especially international ones, can negatively impact the health of seniors. Conditions such as deep vein thrombosis, DVT, fatigue, and reduced blood circulation can arise from prolonged sitting, potentially leading to serious complications if not addressed. To mitigate health risks associated with travel after the age of 70, thorough preparation is essential for senior citizens. This involves several key steps. Pre-travel health checkup. A comprehensive medical examination before departure is crucial. This should include a thorough assessment of cardiovascular health, blood pressure, and respiratory function. Your physician can provide personalized advice on maintaining optimal health throughout your journey, addressing any potential concerns specific to your health profile and planned activities. Discuss any existing medical conditions and medications, ensuring you have a clear understanding of how to manage them while traveling. Medication management. Adequate medication is paramount. Carry sufficient supplies of all prescribed medications, including those for chronic conditions. It's highly recommended to bring copies of prescriptions and relevant medical documentation. This will facilitate obtaining replacements or refills if necessary, particularly in unfamiliar locations. Consider consulting your pharmacist about travel-friendly packaging and storage solutions for your medications. Comprehensive travel insurance. Securing comprehensive travel insurance is a vital safeguard. This should cover emergency medical treatment and medical evacuation, especially crucial for international travel. Carefully review the policy details to understand the extent of coverage and any limitations. Consider supplemental insurance if necessary to address specific concerns or pre-existing conditions. Emergency preparedness. Proactive planning for emergencies is essential. Research and identify nearby medical facilities and hospitals in your destination, especially for international trips. Note down emergency contact numbers, including local emergency services and the addresses of relevant hospitals. Share your itinerary with a trusted contact at home, providing them with details of your accommodation and planned activities. This allows for swift communication and assistance should unforeseen circumstances arise. Consider carrying a personal medical information card detailing your allergies, medical conditions, and emergency contacts. 2. Increased risk of infection and exposure to harmful substances. Traveling, especially to regions with differing sanitation or climate conditions, increases the risk of infection for older adults who are more susceptible to contagious diseases. Potential risks include respiratory infections. Older adults, with their generally weaker immune systems, are more vulnerable to respiratory infections such as influenza, pneumonia, and other respiratory illnesses. Long flights in crowded areas heighten this risk due to close proximity to others and often poorly filtered air in confined spaces. Gastrointestinal illnesses. Older adults are more prone to gastrointestinal infections like acute diarrhea, hepatitis, or foodborne illnesses when traveling to areas with poor sanitation. Inadequate healthcare infrastructure further increases the risk of illness from contaminated water or food. Mosquito-borne diseases. Mosquito-borne illnesses such as dengue fever, Zika virus, and malaria pose significant threats to older adults, particularly in tropical regions. Their weakened immune systems make them more susceptible to severe symptoms. Healthcare-associated infections. Should an older adult require hospitalization during their travels, they face the risk of healthcare-associated infections such as sepsis due to potentially unsanitary environments, posing further serious health risks. Exposure to toxins. Beyond the risk of infection, older adults are particularly vulnerable to environmental toxins during travel. This exposure can lead to serious health problems, including air pollution. In many large cities or industrial areas, air pollution significantly impacts the health of older adults, especially those with pre-existing respiratory or cardiovascular conditions. Harmful airborne substances such as particulate matter, PM 2.5, carbon monoxide, CO, and volatile organic compounds can cause respiratory and cardiovascular problems and exacerbate underlying health issues. Harmful chemicals in food and water. In many developing countries or areas with poor sanitation, older adults may be exposed to toxins like pesticides, food preservatives, or unsafe food additives. Consuming contaminated food or water can result in poisoning, digestive disorders, and long-term health problems. Exposure to environmental chemicals. Some areas utilize high levels of chemicals in agriculture or sanitation, potentially exposing older adults to these substances. Pesticides, herbicides, and cleaning product chemicals can cause serious health problems if not properly managed. Vehicle exhaust and dust. Older adults are often more susceptible to pollution from vehicle emissions, particularly in congested urban areas. Pollutants such as nitrogen dioxide, NO2, sulfur dioxide, SO2, and other compounds can cause respiratory and cardiovascular problems and increase the risk of chronic diseases. To minimize the risk of infection and exposure to harmful substances while traveling, older adults can take several preventative measures. Maintain good personal and environmental hygiene. Older adults should practice good personal hygiene, such as frequent hand washing and avoiding contact with sick individuals, especially in crowded areas. They should also avoid consuming street food of unknown origin or drinking unboiled water in areas with poor sanitation. Use masks and protective equipment. In environments with a high risk of air pollution, older adults should use masks to protect against particulate matter, particularly when traveling in cities or areas with high vehicle emissions. They can also use air purifiers in their hotel rooms or accommodations to minimize exposure to pollutants. Choose safe and sanitary destinations. Before traveling, older adults should thoroughly research the sanitation and environmental conditions of their destinations. Select locations with good healthcare infrastructure and avoid areas with high pollution or widespread infectious diseases. Get vaccinated before travel. A crucial preventative measure is vaccination. Older adults should consult their physician and receive vaccinations for illnesses such as influenza, hepatitis A and B, or other infectious diseases specific to their travel destination. 3. Feeling exhausted and finding it difficult to recover after your trip. The impact of long-distance travel and stress on seniors. Older adults may experience significant challenges during extended travel, particularly by air, sea, or car. Factors such as jet lag, sleep deprivation, and climate changes can induce severe and persistent fatigue. These factors can affect the health of seniors in several ways, Sleep disturbances. Crossing multiple time zones disrupts the body's natural circadian rhythm, leading to insomnia or difficulty sleeping. Insufficient and poor quality sleep exacerbates fatigue, impacting both the mental and physical well-being of seniors. Furthermore, sleep disturbances may persist for several days post-travel, making recovery difficult. Physical and mental stress. Extended travel, environmental changes, and other related factors can induce physical and mental stress. In older adults, the immune and nervous systems may react more strongly to these stressors, resulting in prolonged and difficult-to-resolve fatigue. Anxiety and psychological stress may also increase when confronted with unfamiliar environments or sudden changes in living conditions. Cardiovascular and respiratory effects. Long journeys or travel to multiple locations can strain the cardiovascular and respiratory systems of seniors, especially those with pre-existing hypertension, heart conditions, or lung problems. Dehydration, low oxygen levels in confined spaces like airplanes, and other factors can increase fatigue and shortness of breath, hindering recovery. Older adults often have weaker immune systems than younger individuals, making them more susceptible to negative effects after long or stressful journeys. Potential health concerns include slower recovery from illness. If an older adult experiences a cold, flu, or other infection during travel, recovery may take longer than for younger people due to a less effective immune response. Prolonged fatigue after travel is a common consequence. Increased risk of chronic illness exacerbation. Stress, environmental changes, and sleep deprivation can worsen pre-existing conditions such as high blood pressure, diabetes, or cardiovascular disease, hindering recovery and leading to prolonged fatigue. Climate change and the environment. A significant factor contributing to post-travel fatigue and recovery difficulties is environmental change, particularly climate and living space. Older adults may experience the following challenges. Unfavorable climates. Traveling to regions with excessively hot or cold climates requires the body to adapt, a process that can be time-consuming and lead to fatigue and discomfort. Adverse weather conditions may also exacerbate existing skin, respiratory, or cardiovascular issues. Dietary changes. Changes in diet, including unfamiliar or unusual foods, can negatively impact digestion and overall health. This may result in digestive upset, bloating, or insufficient nutrient absorption, leading to fatigue and hindering recovery. Unfamiliar environments. Adjusting to new surroundings and changes in living space, e.g., hotel accommodations, altered routines, can cause confusion, anxiety, and psychological fatigue. Consequently, even without serious health problems, older adults may experience significant fatigue and slow recovery after travel. To minimize fatigue and enhance recovery after travel, older adults can implement the following strategies. Maintain a regular sleep schedule. Endeavor to maintain a consistent sleep schedule, even while traveling. Avoid staying up too late or experiencing sleep deprivation. If possible, gradually adjust to the new time zone before departure to ease the body's adaptation. Engage in gentle exercise. Light physical activity, such as walking or stretching exercises, helps reduce fatigue and improves blood circulation, facilitating faster recovery after travel. Ensure adequate hydration and nutrition. Ensure older adults receive sufficient fluids and nutritious food throughout their trip. This boosts energy levels and promotes rapid recovery. Manage stress. Practice relaxation techniques such as yoga, meditation, or deep breathing exercises to reduce psychological stress and improve physical relaxation. 4. Risk of falls and serious injury. Older adults often experience reduced muscle strength and flexibility, particularly in the joints. This can increase the risk of falls and injuries during travel. Decreased muscle strength. As we age, muscles weaken, impacting balance and posture control during movement. Weaker muscles may be insufficient to protect the body during unexpected events, such as navigating obstacles or traversing uneven surfaces, e.g., slippery floors or narrow stairs. Reduced joint flexibility. Joints also become less flexible with age, especially knees, hips, and ankles. This diminishes mobility and stability when walking or moving in challenging environments. As we age, our nervous systems naturally become less responsive, resulting in slower reflexes. This decreased responsiveness can significantly increase the risk of falls among older adults, as they may not react quickly enough to avoid hazardous situations. Slower reflexes mean that a senior may not be able to react swiftly to a sudden trip, stumble, or loss of balance, increasing the likelihood of a fall, particularly in unfamiliar environments such as during travel. This delayed reaction time can have serious consequences. Furthermore, age-related neurological changes often impact balance. Maintaining equilibrium becomes more challenging, especially when navigating uneven terrain or in low-light conditions. This reduced ability to maintain balance significantly increases the risk of falls and subsequent injuries. The combination of slower reflexes and impaired balance creates a heightened vulnerability to falls, underscoring the importance of proactive measures to mitigate these risks and ensure the safety and well-being of older adults. Understanding these age-related physiological changes allows for the development of strategies to prevent falls and promote a safer environment for seniors. Visual and auditory impairments in the elderly. As we age, vision and hearing can decline, making it difficult to identify obstacles or hear environmental warnings. This increases the risk of falls and injuries. Visual impairments, such as presbyopia, cataracts, glaucoma, or macular degeneration, reduce the ability to clearly see obstacles and changes in terrain, increasing the likelihood of trips and falls. Similarly, decreased hearing can prevent the elderly from hearing warnings like horns, vehicles, or other alerts in public spaces, thus raising the risk of accidents. Unsafe travel environments for seniors, a significant risk factor, a crucial factor contributing to the risk of falls and injuries in elderly travelers, is the surrounding environment. Environmental factors encountered during travel can differ significantly from the senior's daily living environment, presenting numerous potential hazards. These hazards warrant careful consideration to ensure safe and enjoyable travel experiences for older adults. Uneven terrain poses a significant challenge. Seniors may encounter uneven pathways, steep steps, or slippery surfaces while navigating tourist attractions or sightseeing locations. Obstacles such as rocks, wet grass, or slick flooring can easily cause seniors to stumble or lose their balance, leading to falls and subsequent injuries. The unpredictable nature of these obstacles necessitates extra caution and potentially the use of assistive devices. Adverse weather conditions further exacerbate the risk. Inclement weather, including rain, strong winds, or snow, can increase the likelihood of slips and falls and significantly reduce the ability to move safely. Seniors, often possessing slower reflexes and reduced mobility, may struggle to react quickly enough to avoid accidents in such conditions. Careful planning and monitoring of weather forecasts are essential to mitigate these risks. Inadequate safety infrastructure in certain tourist areas or transportation methods also presents a considerable concern. Staircases lacking handrails, slippery floors, or insufficient lighting in public areas can pose significant dangers to seniors. The absence of these essential safety features can dramatically increase the vulnerability of older adults to accidents. Choosing accommodations and transportation options that prioritize safety features is crucial for minimizing these risks. Furthermore, travelers should be aware of their surroundings and take appropriate precautions, such as using handrails and walking slowly and carefully. Prioritizing safety awareness and preparedness is paramount to ensuring a positive and injury-free travel experience for senior citizens. Severe and difficult to recover injuries in the elderly. Due to weaker bones and decreased bone density, older adults are more susceptible to serious injuries from falls. These injuries can be prolonged and severely impact their health. Fractures and joint damage. The bones of older adults become more brittle and prone to fractures. A minor fall can result in fractures, especially in areas such as the wrist, femur, or hip. These injuries may require extensive recovery time and affect their mobility and daily activities. Traumatic brain injuries and severe wounds. Falls can lead to traumatic brain injuries, particularly if the elderly individual is not wearing a helmet or lacks proper protection during movement. Such severe wounds can cause long-term health damage and require immediate treatment. To minimize the risk of falls and injuries, older adults should take several preventative measures during their travels. Thorough preparation is key. Consider bringing mobility aids such as walking sticks, non-slip shoes, or wrist supports to ensure safer movement. Choose suitable travel destinations. Opt for areas with safe infrastructure, even pathways, and ample resting places. Prioritize regular physical activity. Consistent exercise improves muscle strength, flexibility, and balance, reducing the risk of falls. Utilize safety equipment. When participating in outdoor activities, use protective gear such as helmets, elbow and knee pads, and other safety accessories. Maintain environmental awareness. Pay close attention to your surroundings while traveling, avoiding slippery surfaces or hazardous obstacles. 5. Travel and financial risks associated with insurance. Difficulties in obtaining travel insurance for seniors. One of the main challenges seniors face when traveling is securing adequate travel insurance. Insurance companies often impose stringent conditions or outright refuse coverage to older individuals due to the perceived higher risk of health issues or accidents. Age and insurance coverage. Many insurers limit the maximum age for travel insurance, typically around 65 to 70 years old. Seniors who do qualify may face significantly higher premiums, reflecting their increased health risks. Some companies may completely deny coverage if the applicant has a pre-existing medical condition or a history of poor health. Restrictive policy terms. Seniors may encounter very restrictive policy terms, such as exclusions for pre-existing conditions or requirements for extensive medical documentation proving fitness to travel. This can substantially limit the protection afforded during their trip. High insurance costs. A key consideration is that travel insurance for seniors is often significantly more expensive than for younger individuals. This is because insurance companies assess older adults as having a higher risk of experiencing medical emergencies or accidents. Insurance costs will depend on the age and health status of the applicant. For seniors, premiums may be double or even triple those of younger travelers. This is a substantial factor, particularly for those with limited incomes or those who may find higher premiums unaffordable. Lower coverage amounts. Some insurers may limit coverage amounts for seniors, potentially resulting in insufficient funds to cover emergency medical expenses or major incidents during travel. Lower coverage may leave seniors inadequately protected should they require costly medical treatment or need to return home early. Emergency medical expenses, a crucial aspect of travel insurance. One of the most critical considerations when purchasing travel insurance is the protection it offers against unforeseen emergency medical expenses. This is especially true when traveling to countries with healthcare systems that differ significantly from your own, or where the cost of medical care is substantially higher. The potential financial burden can be particularly significant for senior travelers. High costs of overseas medical treatment. In the event of a medical emergency abroad, senior citizens may face exorbitant medical bills, particularly in developed nations such as the United States, Canada, or various European countries. Without comprehensive travel insurance, individuals could be responsible for substantial costs associated with treatment, hospitalization, and related medical procedures. These costs can quickly escalate, potentially leading to significant financial hardship. Substantial medical evacuation expenses. Should a senior traveler require medical evacuation back to their home country or emergency transfer to a more suitable medical facility, the associated costs can be staggering. These expenses, often exceeding tens of thousands of dollars, are rarely covered without adequate insurance, leaving the traveler with a potentially crippling financial burden. Impact of uninsured medical costs on recovery. The absence of appropriate travel insurance can create a cascade of negative consequences. Insufficient funds to cover post-treatment recovery can severely impact a senior traveler's ability to continue their trip or even return home safely. This can lead to prolonged stays in foreign hospitals, further increasing expenses and creating significant emotional distress. The financial strain can also hinder the recovery process itself, delaying rehabilitation and potentially impacting long-term health. Therefore, securing comprehensive travel insurance that adequately covers emergency medical expenses, including medical evacuation, is paramount for senior travelers to ensure both their physical and financial well-being while abroad. Travel activities, particularly for seniors, present potential risks of accidents and injuries. Participation in adventurous activities or unforeseen circumstances can lead to increased financial burdens if insurance coverage is inadequate. Accidents during travel activities. Seniors engaging in activities such as mountain climbing, hiking, surfing, or participating in sports may experience accidents resulting in falls, fractures, or other injuries. If travel insurance excludes these activities or has limitations, travelers will bear the associated costs. Transportation-related incidents. Another potential risk involves traffic accidents or incidents related to transportation, such as airplanes, buses, trains, or rental vehicles. These incidents can cause property damage or even serious injuries. Without comprehensive insurance, seniors may be responsible for all repair and treatment costs. Transparency in claims processes and travel insurance for seniors. A growing concern. Some travel insurance companies may lack clarity in explaining their policy terms and claims procedures. This can present significant challenges for seniors seeking reimbursement, particularly during urgent situations while traveling. The complexity of the claims process itself often involves numerous documents, certifications, and potentially even medical reports before any compensation is considered. Gathering this documentation can be particularly difficult for seniors, especially when abroad, leading to delays in receiving reimbursements and adding unnecessary stress to an already challenging situation. Furthermore, the intricacies of policy exclusions can be a major source of frustration. Many policies contain vaguely worded exclusions, potentially denying coverage for pre-existing health conditions or activities deemed high risk. This lack of transparency can leave seniors inadequately protected against unforeseen circumstances during their travels. The ambiguity surrounding these exclusions can lead to disputes and protracted negotiations with the insurance provider, further compounding the difficulties faced by older travelers. A clear and easily understandable explanation of these exclusions, provided in a readily accessible format, is crucial to ensure fair and equitable treatment for all policyholders. The potential for financial hardship resulting from denied claims underscores the need for greater clarity and improved communication from insurance companies. Ultimately, a more user-friendly claims process and transparent policy language are essential to protect the interests of senior travelers and ensure they receive the coverage they deserve. To minimize financial and travel insurance risks, seniors should take the following precautions before traveling. Choose appropriate insurance. Seek insurers specializing in senior travel insurance with comprehensive and reasonable terms. Carefully review the policy to ensure coverage includes emergencies, medical expenses, and travel activities. Check exclusions. Thoroughly examine policy exclusions to confirm coverage for pre-existing health conditions. Budget travel expenses. In addition to insurance costs, calculate all travel expenses, including potential medical costs and other incidentals, to avoid financial difficulties. Select suitable activities. Opt for low-risk activities, avoiding those with high accident potential. Post-70 travel can be a wonderful experience with proper preparation and awareness of potential risks. The aforementioned hazards are not intended to discourage, but rather to ensure a safe and fulfilling journey. Don't let unforeseen circumstances prevent you from exploring the world. Thorough preparation will transform your trip into an unforgettable adventure. Please share this video with friends and family so they too can prepare for their next journey. And if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more informative content in future videos.